We were so ready.
Now you're good to go.
The bat signal.
Take one. I love the way it snapped into action. Okay. This is the first ever episode. Woo! I've specifically asked this guest to be the first on the podcast because not only is she the smartest person I know, she's filled with creativity, empathy, and just like a deeply unique perspective that I think the world needs to hear from. So please welcome to the podcast, Mylia Johnson Achambault. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, to start off with, we've got some internet's asked questions of Mylia. The first one was waist size.
That was me. I asked that to myself.
She did.
30 inches. Found that out today.
Another one was, do you have any hidden talents?
I feel like no, because any talents I have, I'm like, look at this talent I have. Guys,
None of them are hidden.
Yeah, none of them are. Or maybe like manipulation.
True. Gaslighting. Because, babe, that never happened.
What are you talking about? You sound crazy right now.
What's your songwriting process look like?
Honestly, it depends. If I'm like, I want to write a song today, it never goes good. But I guess if I'm doing that, I start with like a guitar. Like I'll just find like a little melody on guitar that I like and then just sort of like spew literally whatever comes out of my mind.
Yeah.
Just like word vomit. Mm-hmm. Which never works when I'm like, I want to write a song right now. But when I'm like sad or like I'm like, I'm just going to do this for fun and it doesn't have to be anything. That's when
inspiration strikes.
And that's literally it.
The other two questions we have are also like inspiration based. Cara Danis asked, what's your fashion inspiration?
Ooh, Jessa from Girls.
Oh,
Jessa
good
from
answer.
Girls. It's always like the most like, I like not eccentric always, but like the most like bohemian on a show. Like love Aria.
Yeah.
From Pretty Little Liars. Jessa from
Icon.
Girls. My friend Andrea, she's fucking awesome. She knows how to like layer clothes like nobody else.
I love a layering moment.
I love
you
a layering
pull off a layering moment
Thank
more
you,
than
Barbie.
anyone else
I
I know.
learned from the best, which is
Yeah.
Andrea. Yeah, I think that's it. And also Pinterest,
Obviously.
Duh.
And then Jane Hardy asked, what's your biggest musical inspiration? Because Mylia, for those of you who do not know, is my favorite artist and Edmonton's best artist, in my opinion.
Oh, my God.
A quick one before my roommate gets home, came out.
Yes.
Came out and is on streaming services.
All of them. Musical inspiration. I think it's changed so much, but I feel like my sound has remained pretty the same. So I feel like, honestly, musical, like melody-wise, not like lyrics-wise, definitely like Phoebe Bridgers, Adrian Lanker, Cranberries, Jeff Buckley, anything sad.
Anything yearning.
All of that. Loving Annabelle Dinda recently.
Yes,
that's
you have.
big
You put
on
me
that.
You put me on. Mylia does an incredible cover to the hand.
Quit it.
You quit it, you.
Sunshine up my ass. But lyrics-wise, I feel like, honestly, I hate sounding like I'm writing like someone else. So I feel like it's just what inspires me when I'm writing is feeling like I'm writing the most authentic version of whatever I'm trying to get across.
And that definitely shows in your music, 100%.
Thank you.
What is your go-to tool to get out of writer's block?
Live. Go outside and do bad things.
Touch grass.
Not even touch grass, like actively. This isn't this isn't advice. This is, but what it is what I do. Do not as I say.
But as I do.
Or as I do. Don't do either of it.
She's not here to be a role model,
I'm
folks.
not. But just like, always it's just been like, oh, I'm just going to fuck up my life a little bit. I'll just do something stupid. But I think that that's fine, and I think that that's good, and that's like, yeah, that's living, I guess.
I think you, a while ago, said something really meaningful to me about, like, being, how you're allowed to be selfish when you need it, and knowing that distinction, and, like, knowing that it's, like, you're allowed to feed into yourself, and you're allowed to make the wrong decisions if it means you grow as a person, and you want to take something away from it.
100. I think not even, like, you're allowed to. I think that you should.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that's super duper important. And I feel like also with that sort of thing, there's this movie that is, like, a really fucking shitty, like, not Y2K, YA movie, Stuck in Love. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't.
It's about this family, and they're all writers. And the dad, one of his things he says to the son is he's like, you should have lived enough. Like, you should, by 25, a writer should have lived enough to write for the rest of their life. Like, nothing has to happen after 25 because you should have lived enough to do it all. And I think about that all the time. Like, just live enough. It doesn't have to be good, but it has to be, like, meaningful, important. Yeah.
I think that's so, like, especially right now, like, I know you've recently gone to school at McEwen and you just started that, but, like, when I think of someone who's lived a lot of lives, I immediately think of you, especially at, like, your young age. And I think that's such, like, not even just a mantra, but, like, a lifestyle that you, like, implement of, like, living, not surviving.
100%. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay.
Here, wait. I'm going to refill my wine.
Do it. Do it, I dare you. Since you started at McEwen just this September, how much do you think your worldviews have changed?
That's like, yeah. I think, like, worldview has stayed somewhat the same, but I just feel like it's elevated. Like, it's the same thing, but now I know how to, like, properly, like, articulate.
Yeah, like hold your own in a debate or an argument at Christmas or something.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and I feel like it's not even that I necessarily, like, I just feel more confident in, like, what I'm saying, and I, like, believe myself more in my stances, and I feel more, I don't know, I feel like a lot of, I mean, it is, like, a liberal arts school, and a lot of what it teaches you is just, like, to be able to, like, argumentation is so important, especially in English. Yeah. Like, literally every single written thing I've done is just, like, an argumentative essay.
Yeah.
Or, like, critical analytical stuff. And so, yeah, I feel like it's just made me feel more confident in what I already sort of knew, or, like, not even that, like, more so I had an idea of it, but it's so much bigger. Yeah. I guess, you know, and now, yeah.
100%. And I feel like the circle you keep around you definitely holds true to your beliefs and your, like, ideology. And I think the importance of, like, your close circle being aligned with you on that is so important. But I was just wondering, like, who is in, like, your chosen family?
Who's in my chosen family? Oh. Well, you. Well, you, of course. Everybody in this room.
Behind the camera,
insert
we have
photos
Jacob
here.
and Jenna. Jenna's painting her nails off camera.
Yes, ma'am.
Under the light.
Getting good lighting.
My dear Cora.
Yeah.
Of course.
She's, like, the person you've known, like, the longest in your life.
Yeah, actually, I think technically I've known you longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
But-
crazy.
You know, we had that little weird thing where
You moved away for a few years.
you thought I was
You
a
went goth.
weirdo.
You went goth. I went rainbows. We took different paths.
As it goes. Yeah, Cora for sure. Emily. So many people, just all of my bestest friends. Vincent, obviously. Yeah, just
You
all
do
of-
have such a full, enriched circle.
And I feel like anybody who I spend ample time with at all feels like a part of my chosen family. Like, it's like, I choose who I hang out with now, not always, but now I choose who I hang out with in a very mindful way. And it's like, yeah, that feels like my chosen family.
What do you think is like the most fulfilling part about like the people that you like feed into their lives?
Reword the question.
Reword.
Say it in a sentence, please.
Who, like, just what's your favorite part about having those people like so close to you?
I have actually this memory of Cora when she came up. We had gone to like a show or something, and I saw like a bunch of people that I know and I love, and she met all of them and all this stuff. And we got home and she was like, I feel like genuinely emotional at how yourself you can be around these people and still so obviously loved. And like not everybody has that, and you're so lucky for that. And like exactly that. Like the fact that I really do feel
That's
like
gonna make me so emotional.
I know.
Because that's so true.
It's so true. Like it's like I feel like genuinely 100%. I don't feel like I'm like pretending to be anything that I'm not, or like uncomfortable in who I am. I just like am so loved, and I can feel that love, and it like makes me feel like, hey, this is a good enough person to love, you know what I mean? And it's like I care what these people think, and they think well of me, so I care about me, you know?
Oh, that's such a beautiful like way of like putting an exclamation mark on self-love is like, because the people that I trust and the people that I respect their opinions of love me.
100%, yeah.
Okay, you mentioned Vincent and all of that. Your lover, your fiance at this time and moment in our lives. How do you navigate, because you've been in a long-term relationship before, how do you navigate building a life with someone at our age while maintaining individuality?
I mean, I think it's really, really hard to get swallowed into someone else, especially during like the beginning stages of a relationship, like the
honeymoon period.
honeymoon. Yeah, it's so easy to just like lose yourself in that. But I also think like in a long-term setting, you do just have this like, after that is gone, you do just have this like craving for yourself again. And I think that honestly in those points, it's almost the most like rabid it's gonna be, because it does feel like it's like, oh my God, like I just spent so much time like paying only attention to like this person and all this, and they're doing the same to you, but you're not like, it becomes more like desperate, I guess. And I think that sometimes in the desperation moments when you're like, oh my God, no, like I need to do this, is when you will like find yourself the best. If it is, and I'm like, obviously that's how it was in my long-term relationship, but I'm not feeling that so much in this one, where it is fairly new, but I don't feel like I've lost myself, because I think support helps a lot. And also like there's no swag gap.
Yes,
that's a big one.
When there's no swag gap,
you're like, well, I need to tone myself down, or like I'm feeling weird. When there's no swag gap, it's almost, or it's like, you know, there's no swag gap when you think your partner is cooler than you are. Like I'm like, he's so fucking cool, I want to be so cool, you know? It's like he inspires me to like be like, oh, like let me like, I don't know, get an ear tattoo, or like I want to look cool and be cool and like express myself in this way that I've wanted to, but I feel like I'm in a stable place. And also sometimes it's hard when you're single to do those like outlandish things, because inherently I feel like there is just this like search for validation a lot of the times when you're single, and that shouldn't be the case. But I know like for me sometimes, honestly, when I'm single,
for me right now,
like it's like,
it's something that like I'm not proud of, and I'm like actively fighting every moment I have. But at the same time, like there's always going to be, especially like right now in a time of like I'm scared every time I go on my phone. And like it's hard to like be alone in those kinds of times, and like without like the like, especially like in the early stages of a relationship, but like even throughout, like just the security of like having someone else, or like even if you're at the stage of your life where you're like building a family, and like you're being like more like hopeful, or like any time in your life where you're a little more hopeful does help.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's hard to like be comfortable in yourself when you're getting used to being alone.
Yeah.
You know? And so I feel like a lot of times, I know, like I said before, like right now it feels almost easier to navigate finding out who I am, because I feel so like validated and loved, and like obviously I should be able to find that on my own, and I did, like I have obviously, but it's just like that's not always the case, and that's fine, you know. Yeah,
100%.
I think I answered that question. I feel like I just rambled.
I'm someone, to be candid, who struggles with jealousy a lot. Not in relationships, but within oneself. How much does jealousy affect you?
Like a lot.
Okay.
Like I would not I try my hardest to be very mindful of its existence, but I would say it's like not an excessive like fuck this person, blah blah blah. It's more so like looking onto myself from an outside, like the man in your head looking at yourself.
That's how I feel 100% of like
all the time.
It's not necessarily that I'm stalking someone's Instagram and being like, I wish what I had what they had. It's more so like not even what I don't have, but like the things that I wish, like just these stupid ideas of like, if I had this, then I could be that kind of thing.
100%. Yeah, I agree. And like, I feel like too, very, like my favorite activity is, hey, stalking my own Instagram.
Yes.
But from anytime like somebody slightly important, like in my head follows me, I go through my Instagram from their perspective. Yeah. Like I'm like, here it is, here's what's going on. But like, yeah, I will say also, honestly, I will stalk people's Instagrams and be like fuck. Especially I would say with like class. When somebody's like richer than me, that's a big one, because I'm like, yeah, I'd be as cool as you if I was as rich as you also, like, you know. But yeah, I don't even try and stop it. I just feed into it. But I think jealousy is a gross, but in that, because it's gross, beautiful emotion.
I agree. I wonder, because you're someone who in my heart is like a through and through girl's girl, how do you set jealousy aside to maintain that?
I mean, I think it's important also, like, it's just humanizing someone. Like, just being like, they're just a girl is such, I know it's stupid, but being like, they're just a girl is so easy to, like, be like, wait, like, put it into your own perspective and, like, be in your own shoes of being like, this is a relatable person and this is a human person who has their own things, and it's like nobody is perfect, and my rendition of what they are in my head and what I'm comparing myself to isn't that, like, they aren't that person, and I like them more because of that. Yeah. You know?
Who's the last person you were jealous of?
All right.
I'll go. The last person I was jealous of was, what's her name? She is an internet, Brittany Brisky, because she was hosting the Vanity Fair's carpet. And I was like, as you should, queen, and I respect that and I get that hustle. But I was like, she's just a podcaster. She's just a girl. Mm-hmm. Why am I not at that stage of my life yet? You know what I mean?
I mean, totally, that's fair. But also, like, comparing yourself to other people is your greatest downfall, for sure. Because it's just like, it's completely, you know, I don't know where Brittany Broski grew up, but also you grew up in Hinton, Alberta. Like, that's not gonna, 100%. You know, it's gonna take a second to get there, but I don't believe that won't happen for you.
Thank you, Barbie.
Last person I was jealous of. Oh my god. I'm trying to think of ones where I'm not like actively name dropping people for real. Like, you know.
Just without naming anyone, give us an example. Even if it was just like they went to something that you wish you could go to, kind of thing.
Honestly, like, even just like scrolling on TikTok a lot of the time, I will see people with like cooler outfits than me or cooler apartments than me and like stuff like this. Just like regular average day, just like random women. But I will say, like, when I feel that, like, oh, I wish I had that, I just like follow them. I'll follow them and I'll just be like, but like I can like be inspired from that, you know?
Exactly.
Like it's almost like not even jealousy, because that is like, it's jealousy, not envy. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's not like, if that makes sense. It's coming from a more positive place when it's just somebody on the internet. I feel like in jealousy there, or envy, where it's rooted in hatred, it's also like evenly rooted in like obsession and like like not love, but like care, like with this person, you know? So I feel like it's the most jealous I get is of people who I do personally know. Yeah. Rather than just like internet people, I would say.
No, I respect that.
Not to be crazy, but.
This next question. So I'm going through a breakup right now. Woo! Shout it out on the pod. Whatever.
Sorry.
Whatever. Do you have any advice for me going through a breakup?
Any breakup or your breakup?
My breakup specifically, but just like any breakup tips.
Any breakup in general, I think it's very important to, I'd rather regret the things I did than the things I didn't do. So if you're thinking of leaving, it's like, well, at least I took that, not just stayed in stagnant. Because stagnancy, you already know what that looks like. And then, you know, doing the actual thing, it's like, at least I went a different path. At least I found out what else was out there, you know? So in general, I would say that's a big one. And like reminding yourself of that, it's like, well, I already know what stagnancy looks like. So this is me discovering this other path. For you specifically, you're so much cooler than him.
The swag gap, the
swag gap, bitch. Like, I don't know. Just, you've always been so much cooler. And I think, are we getting real on the pod? Or
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I break the fourth wall. I'm like, yeah. I gym the camera.
I think that, honestly, I'm excited for you to only have yourself to pour yourself into. I'm so excited for that and what you will create and what you will do and what you will focus on. Because I think from, not going to name names, but the one before, the one that mattered before.
The one that mattered, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
The wedding.
The wedding. From the one that mattered before into the in-between and then into this relationship, I don't think you had a lot of time with yourself. And that's not your fault. Like, it's so easy to get swept up and to get, like, lost in the momentum, I guess, of just, like, your heart, like, of where it's going and, like, running with it. And I'm always pro following your heart. But I think it's brought you here, you know? And there's so much for you to digest. And, like, what a gift. Thank God.
I know. I've been thinking a lot about, like, how lucky I am to be solely focused on, like, creating my heart's desire. And, like, with the movie I've been reading recently, and also just, like, been, like, reading before bed or, like, watching a movie that I've been wanting to for, like, a year that I haven't. Yeah. I have all this, like, free time on my hand once you get out of a relationship, once you're not fully to, like, jump into, like, going out all the time or, like, all of these, or, like, spending more time with your friends when you do crave, like, alone time and, like, a little bit of, like, solitary to, like, process your emotions. I think there's something really beautiful in just sitting with yourself and letting yourself feel what it needs to.
100%. And also, like, as I said before, the thing where it's like writing inspiration is just live. like, I think that you've done so much from that first one we were talking about, like the wedding, till now. Like, that's all living. And now, like, what a gift for you to have so much to write about now. You know?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of pain in that, but, like, thank God, now I have some inspo.
Now I have something to say.
Exactly. And it's like, obviously, that can be not just about boys.
Yes.
Because
like,
it does sound like I'm saying, like, oh, thank God you've been around boys, now you have something to fucking say. But, like, no, it's like you've gone through stuff and now you can sit in that.
And, like, it goes so much further than that. And, like, the world, like, being alone after a heartbreak isn't just about the heartbreak. It's about every other heartbreak you've ever had in your life. And, like, whether that be, like, a relationship or a boy or, like, something deeper rather than, like,
your mother.
Your upbringing or, like, any, like, friendship breakup you've ever had. It's anytime you've ever been rejected, coming down to one big, like, thing, and now you have the chance to, like, sit with that and deal with it and process it and hopefully, like, move on and be better for it.
100. I have a question for you. I've always thought that there's this one thing that when you're sad, you're like, you know, when you're sad about one thing and then, like you said, like, it's just you're sad about everything now.
Yeah.
But it always boils down to one, like, prompt, one thesis. What is your, like, thing that no matter what, it always comes back to, like, this, not a specific situation, but it's, like, almost like a sentence, like a overarching theme. What would you say is your, like, one?
I think I had a few things that came to mind. I think it's this, like, double-edged thing of, like, not only will I not, I have always wanted to be, like, special or unique or, like, one thing that, like, could be, like, categorized under myself, if that makes sense. But also for the fact that, like, when I go, I won't be remembered for that, and I'll just be, like, another person or, like, another thing, or, like, that there won't be anything special and unique about, like, my funeral versus, like, everyone else's, if that makes sense. That's my thought of the day.
Snaps.
What's yours?
Mine is now the same. My big one is just, like, I am not remarkable.
Yeah.
That's, like, the thing that repeats in my head. But before, it used to be everybody leaves. But it's awesome that that's not it anymore.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because
some people
they
stay.
Some people stay.
Every now and then, they stay. I proved it wrong, guys.
The first is crazy.
My stupid bitch wife be making noise.
Be making noise in the other room. Okay, and you, speaking of advice, I really wanted to ask this for myself. You are my favorite writer. You're my favorite creator. You're just her from the Bible. What writing advice do you have for anybody who's, like, wanting to be something bigger than just, like, what's the word? Like, documenting their emotions. You know what I mean? Because there's a difference, and there's, like, validation.
Validity, I think, is a word.
Okay, cool.
Validity.
That's what it is. In wanting to
know
English major, I'm a dropout. I got fine. I'm fine.
My whole degree, I spent $40,000 for this.
I think credit where credit's due, and just, like, the process of wanting to, like, document what you're feeling and just, like, getting it out of your system. But, like, for those who want to, like, create something bigger than themselves, do you have any advice on the writing process of that?
Yes, I have a few. 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe I'll expand more.
Okay.
Number 1, read.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
Read, because I think it's really important to understand, like, and read a bunch of different things, like fiction, young adult. It's great for when you're because it's so palatable. Don't start with the fucking classics. Sometimes it's just like, this isn't fun. It's good when you look at it in the context in which it exists.
Yeah.
But it's like
Mylia's famous saying.
Love that sort of stuff. But if it's just like, if you want to get into reading, just do something fun and easy, like a stupid fucking romance novel, like something just like, I'm holding this page and I'm understanding it. I'm going to sleep with it at night because it's touched me, read all of the things, young adult, nonfiction, prose, poetry, all of it. That's the first one. Number 2, I guess, and this kind of goes hand in hand, but like actively expand your vocabulary. I think that the English language is not used enough. There's so many words for such specific things. And also I think there's a lot of words that we really misunderstand in average day writing, like melancholy or aesthetic. Aesthetic just means sensory thing. Sensory experience. Let that sink in. Like,
cue the TikTok of me.
Or dichotomy. Don't say that. Don't fucking say that. Like, there's so many things where it's just like, understand the words and like think about it. Use thesaurus.com.
I was gonna say dictionary, like day of the word.
Word of the day. Day of the word. But like, yeah, anything like that. Or even just like, if you feel like you've said something in too many words, Google if there's a word for all of it. Ooh. Or the closest thing. Like, and it's sometimes really hard because honestly, sometimes thesaurus.com is always the best. Or there's something like hippo something. Yes,
hippo vocab or something.
Hippo vocab. That one's almost better because it kind of goes more, it expands more. Sometimes it's a bitch, but also...
That was my tool on Wattpad as a young child.
And when I'm writing my essays, I'm like, thesaurus.com, always open on new tabs, like always. Because there are words, there are more... Even, honestly, there's like Pinterest things where it's like, instead of this word, use this word. Oh. Expand your vocabulary. That I did not know. Because it makes it so much easier to explain things when words feel limiting. It's like, the English language is fucking huge. It's one of the hardest languages to learn. Because there's so many words for so many like small changes and things. So that. And then also, there was another one. Oh yeah. Take yourself outside of your body in your experiences. Look at things from not just your eyes, but from more of like an overarching view. I think is a big one because there's a big difference between just like, dear diary, today I felt this. And then just like, here is where I exist and in the context in which I exist.
It always leads back to that.
It always leads back to that. That's my thesis. That's my magnum opus. But yeah, that's my big 3. It's just like, yeah, look outside yourself, expand your vocabulary.
What is your big 3 astrology-wise?
Cancer sun, Cancer moon, and Sag rising.
Okay.
And the Sag really balances me out.
I was going to say.
But honestly, and I was born on a Monday. Which is that's moon crazy. Day.
I was born on a Wednesday.
Oh, so a Scout.
Day. Oh,
shout out
we
Scout.
get each other. Shout out Scout on the pod.
Yeah.
Jenna, what day were you born on?
I was born on a Friday.
Oh, you would be.
Jacob,
you so would be.
Jacob, what day were you born of the week?
You don't know?
That's the worst thing about you.
He frowns.
Jacob, get it together.
Anyways.
Born on a Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
These podcasts also come out on Mondays.
It's a whole line to this moment.
It all circles back. Get the cameras out.
But very moon heavy. Huge on the moon.
Yeah.
Into that sort of stuff.
What day of the week were you born on? Do you know?
Vincent. Thursday?
Tuesday.
Aww.
I like that.
Monday, Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday. Okay. Okay. So we have coined the term sending out the bat signal for any time I'm in a need and like a time of distress when I need you guys there immediately.
Of course.
When was the last time you sent out the bat signal?
Oh. Wait. I'm trying to think. Oh.
What was it?
No. I can't. You know what it is, Jenna. I can tell by your face. I don't think I can say that right now.
Aww. Can you
Right.
jog my memory in a way that's not?
Yeah.
Can I be in on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. I don't know how. Let me think. Wait, no. The world will hear. Talk amongst yourselves.
Can I do ASMR into the mic?
Yeah.
Please.
You both talk amongst yourselves. Okay, we're back.
We're so back. Was that ASMR? Was that bird calling?
It's really bad ASMR, dude.
The worm's screaming for his life.
I'll get better.
Maybe like I'll do the most recent one I can talk about. Maybe polka dot shorts night.
True. My favorite Mylia bat signal night was karaoke night.
Wait, Jenna has an input.
I was gonna say you could say your mom.
So true. So true. I guess, yeah, so true. When we had to go to Fernie.
Something's falling.
Good luck editing this, Nate. Love
Yeah.
you.
Nate, I love you. You put in a lot of good work for us.
Yeah, we went to Fernie so that I could.
We did.
So that I could
bitch
discuss.
ex-wife.
Yeah, as fuck. So that I could, realize that not everyone leaves.
Not everyone leaves.
And it was
Some
so
of them
beautiful.
do, though.
Some of them do.
Some will go.
And most times, dare I say, for the best.
I would say for the best.
For the best.
Jenna said something, sorry, I'm completely derailing this conversation.
That's okay.
Jenna said something to me the other day and was like, one thing that she's learned recently about men specifically is that once you break up, you always find out the worst things about them. People will come out of the woodwork to tell you what they've done.
Oh my God, so
You know what I mean?
fucking true.
And like they will also the trash will take itself out. You will learn things about them.
100%. 100.
And
well, I think it's also
stood clear to all of my breakups and everything.
No, and it's all stuff that these people knew when you were dating.
Exactly. And
then
they
they're
didn't
like-
fucking tell you. But
and they're like,
how
I
could they?
can't tell you now. No, of
Yes.
course, and that's so fair. But it mends itself.
It does.
It mends itself. So, yeah, completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my last bat signal.
That was your
Fernie,
last.
and that was a beautiful bat signal. It may be drinking wine in the tub and crying. We were supposed to be doing that tonight, but it would have been a little weird in a bathtub.
I still stand by that, but next time I'm gonna do
You
it
need to
with
get a
Nate.
bigger bathroom.
Yeah, true.
Or just we'll make a set of a bathroom.
I'll build a bathtub. Build a better bathtub. Okay, you mentioned reading as one of your good tips earlier. What do you, Mylia, look for in a good book?
It's been so hard recently because with school I just have to read whatever they fucking give me.
Yeah. And when I was a student, I found it really hard. Once I was also an arts major, and for political science, I was doing so much reading and so much writing that I found it really hard to come home and read and write for myself.
Yeah. I haven't at all since I
Yeah.
started school, to be honest. But also I am receiving really awesome books that there's a few where I'm like, yeah, I would have picked this up on my own, but a lot of them I'm like, I have never heard of this, or it's like I wouldn't have thought to pick this up.
Yeah.
I guess these days I'm big into poetry because it's an easy read. It's like if I want to read for myself, I can read poetry. I love, with poetry specifically, older stuff, because I think one of my favorite things in the world is relating to somebody who you would think has nothing in common with your life
My
now.
favorite for that is Emily Dickinson.
100%. Oh
My favorite is the way that she personifies nature in a way of teenage girlhood.
Yes, it's so just innately teenage.
Yes, 100%.
So it's I was there, I feel that. I also the first thing that ever made me feel that was Sappho. When
It would be for you.
It would.
You're the Sappho to my Emily Dickinson.
Oh my god. Should we kiss? That's exactly what Sappho would say.
I just spilled beer all over me.
That's exactly what Emily Dickinson would do. My English teacher in grade 10, she for like a week, she would just show like a Sappho quote on the board when we entered. Just like talk about it for a second, but it was never like in the curriculum. It wasn't something we needed to know or anything. But it was combined because at this time I was also reading Catcher in the Rye, which is also like that's the 60s, which even then like it's what I was 15, so it's like 2018, 2019. So at that time also your view is so skewed of like the only person who can relate to me right now is me. I'm the only one in the world.
100%. You know? As a teenager, 100%.
Like, nobody has ever been through this, ever. And so even in that, I was like, okay, this is kind of vulgar for the 60s. Like, hello. I think it was the 60s, maybe 40s. I don't know. But, and then the one specifically that got to me was, it said, for we in our youth did these things, these wonderful, beautiful things, or something like that. And it's fragments, obviously, because it's from, hey, BC, like something BC. But it was just like, that's all that's left of it. And even that, it was like, I think even like a week prior to that, I had written something of a similar line where it was just like something about like youth and how beautiful that is. And like, we did this and blah, 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 blah. And it was like, in that moment, 15-year-old me was like, I literally just wrote something of this like similar mind, and like this girl in something BC, like ancient Greece, felt this way. And that was like huge. That was huge for me. Like, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Right. Books. But yeah, stuff that you can relate. I think just relating to things and realizing, getting away from that view of like, I'm the only person who's ever felt this way ever. Because that's comforting. It's kind of scary because it's like, oh, I'm not remarkable. But there is comfort in that.
There is comfort in that. And I think there's also like, I totally agree that like there is something disarming about like being so relatable. But at the same time, like I found comfort in like these authors being published and respected and being able to relate to them in a way of like making me like something bigger than myself if I too feel that way. And I think like a lot of people can also be associated in that and like wanting to feel that validation.
100%. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah. Good book relating to things.
Do you have a good book, like a good like recommendation? Right
now, I'm reading, I have a few, if I may. Okay, wait. Number one, this is like this is my guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Oh my God, wait, what is it called? Yes. This was the one that got me back into reading after a big rut. It's the easiest read ever. It's like a cheesy little romance, but there is something in it. It's like, it is beautiful nonetheless. And it's called The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery.
Okay, I've never read.
Really? It has a movie with Lucy Hale.
What?
Hey girl. The movie isn't great, but okay. I watched it. It was fine. Yeah. But the book, it was just like such an easy read. And I'm a really slow reader, which is really awesome for my degree. But because I ADHD, like I just have to like read the same page over and over sometimes. But that one was just like, it's an easy read, but I felt touched by it. And I read it in like a day. And it got me like, and it's about reading in a way. Okay. It's about like this girl who her job is like choosing or trying to like an ambassador for certain books so that bookstores will buy them to sell. And so she's talking a lot about books, obviously. And so that makes you be like, oh, I want to read more books. So that's a good one to like get back into the flow or get into the flow in the first place. And then right now for English, I'm reading, what the fuck is it called? Never Let Me Go. Okay. Yes. Really, really good. It's sci-fi, I guess, in a way, or like post-humanist. And it's about this school. It's like a boarding school. And it's about this girl, and she's like narrating her life in this boarding school. But the thing is, here's the catch, is that they're clones. Everybody in that school is a clone. And they're cloned so that they can be harvested for organs. But they know this the whole time. But it's so desensitized in a way. And their school really prioritizes creativity and art. And there's this one scene, before I started reading the book, I watched the trailer for the movie. And there's this one part where it's like, we focus so much on art not to improve your soul, but to prove that you had a soul at all. And it's like talking about like what makes a person human.
Yeah.
What makes a person like, yeah, like, is it creativity? Is it art? Is it feeling? Like all this stuff. It's really interesting. So that one I'm really enjoying. Also a pretty easy read. It's an easy read. There's a lot of, it reminds me of, sometimes there's books, you have to go into it knowing that there's nuance in what you're reading. Like you have to really, like, the door was yellow. Like it's like that kind of thing. And this means this. Like it is, you do have to really look into what's being said. But if you go into it knowing that, then it's an interesting read for sure. And then I'll give you The Sun by Chandy Nelson. Favorite book forever.
Always favorite book.
Forever. Just the narration style, insane. And you're a Jude.
I'm a Jude and
I'm a Noah. But also, you read it in your 20s and I read it when I was 14.
And I think not only the age, but like the coming of age era and like sequence you're in almost totally defines on like how not only like how you view the book, but like who you associate yourself with it.
100%. And also, I think, not to mention when I read it, height of the art hoe craze, which would maybe really influence that sort of thing.
100%. But I, standing true today, like I read it knowing that like you were the Noah to my Jude. You know what I mean? And then they kissed and they were siblings. And then they kissed and they were siblings. Okay, so you're also in school not only for like English, but you're doing a lot of like philosophy and that kind of stuff. Is there a philosophy right now that you found yourself aligning with more compared to others?
I hate to say it because I don't want to.
I'm terrified.
I've been really into existentialism.
Oh,
I think
that's so my bitch ex-wife.
It's so your bitch No.
Cameras died.
Oh my god, no.
How long ago?
Like a few minutes.
We were just getting into it. Okay. Anyway,
take 3.
Technical difficulties.
Thank you for standing by with us throughout.
But I was answering the books. So I had already said The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. Next, current one I'm reading. Never Let Me Go.
Right.
Post-humanist novel, kind of sci-fi. About basically what does it mean to be human? What deems someone as human? Its focus is art and like to prove that to make impactful art there must be soul, and for soul that must be human. So that one. And then all-time favorite, I'll Give You the Sun by Chandy Nelson.
All-time fave of the pod.
The best one.
My favorite book as well.
It's the best one.
I read your copy first.
And yes, that you marked it up.
Yeah,
and we have Vincent's.
Yes, I know.
Annotations
I want
as
to
well.
read it every time someone annotates it. My book is annotated by me and Voldemort,
the killer.
The killer from the Bible.
From the Bible, at least. Older than that, the Quran. The killer from the Quran.
100%. So you're taking philosophy in school as well. Is there any philosophies that you align with at the moment?
We already said this all on camera, but it didn't record, so I'm acting surprised, but it is unfortunately existentialism. And I hate that about myself. I hate that so bad.
Yeah,
but
it's hard.
It's the one that's been the most interesting because I feel like it's the only one where I read it and I was like, yeah, okay, sure. You know, where the rest I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this, you know? Yeah. Basically, it's hard to explain a lot of the philosophies, especially when you don't understand, like you can't take it all in completely. But what I understand of existentialism is basically that it's like anti-nihilism. I think a lot of people think that it is nihilism, where it's like nothing matters. But it's like, it's the anti-version of that, where it's like to understand that nothing matters, to understand, like, there isn't a God, there isn't a purpose. When you stop looking for that purpose is when you can find real joy in life. It's like to live authentically without that, like, searching for a purpose, or like I'm making myself and like all this stuff. Yeah, it's like nothing matters, and so
Fuck you, like nothing matters.
nothing matters. So like YOLO, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, nothing matters, awesome. And the thing that introduced me to it mostly was Camus, who never wanted to be a philosopher. That's an important fact.
Okay.
He was really against that. He's like, I'm not a fucking philosopher. Fuck you. I'm just a guy.
Oh,
Which makes him cooler.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank God. But he wrote this thing about Sisyphus, like the Greek, I think, mythology, where it's like the guy who got sent to hell, and it's like the guy pushing the rock up the hill.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like
okay.
he pushes it up the hill and then it falls down, and he is like, and in those moments when it's falling down, he knows his purpose is to go back down there. And he's accepted that fate. And he's like authentically doing that fate, and he's accepted the fate. It's like nothing matters, this is my life, but I've accepted that. And so the last thing is like, one could imagine Sisyphus happy. And I think that that's cool. And I don't think I explained it very well because I am wine drunk now, but existentialism has spoken to me the most, and just like authenticity of self, big on that sort of stuff. And authenticity doesn't mean what I feel like. My humanist teacher said this, and it spoke to me, where it's like we think of like somebody being authentically them, and it's like we associate that with like bubbly or like outgoing. And it's like, that's not what that means. It just means actually 100% being you without worrying what others are thinking of.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you could be an asshole authentically. Like, you are the worst person ever, but it's you. You know what I mean? And that's more, I think, like, I can give more credit to that than somebody who is super likable inauthentically. You know? If that makes sense.
No, 100%. And I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. One of my last questions for Mylia. We've often dubbed you as the devil's advocate from the Bible. What's the worst thing you've ever tried to defend?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh. I have to dig in the brain for this one, because there's a lot.
It like pans to like a few short moments later.
A few moments later.
Also, my vapes died, so I've resorted to Mylia's.
Get in there. It's good.
It's delicious. Mylia always has the worst vapes. Not this one. Not this one. It's beautiful and it's delicious. Oh, it's charged from the Bible. Oh,
It's charged from the Bible. The Bible has charged it.
it's Easter.
Okay, I have like a PR trained answer.
Okay.
Because there are worse, for sure.
I'm sure there are.
Like,
Like she'll
you-
never admit to.
You
on
know, I
camera.
can't say that online.
Okay.
But I guess evil men.
Okay. Yeah.
100%. Especially men who are evil to you. Like, not
Yeah.
you, but like to
But,
yourself.
Yeah.
Big one is always like, well, you know, we have to remember that he's mentally ill.
Yeah.
And it's like, but aren't we all? Hey, I'm mentally ill and I'm not doing that, you know?
Mylia's the best friend to go to advice for because she will force you to see all sides. The one negative aspect is like she may humanize the opposition a little too much, but like at the end of the day, is that the worst thing in the world? No,
we
it's
have
not.
to see all perspectives. And like, as I just said, you're authentically an asshole rather than being inauthentically a good person. So yeah, definitely big on just defending people who don't deserve it. But I think it is just so much of that, like, well, there is always a perspective. There's always a place you can see where their mind is at. And it's like, I hope that when I do that, I don't come off as not supporting you. But I think it's important sometimes to see all sides so that you can understand really, truly your side. You know, it's like having there's a word for that, the dialect of like, understanding the opposing side so that, well, understanding all sides of everything so that you can really form your own side.
All right. Last but not least, we have a game. I'm going to ask Mylia a series of music-related questions. Number 1, what's the best song to pregame to?
Sympathy is a Knife.
Featuring.
I'm going to say the OG.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm a big featuring Ariana Grande.
I've always been a big featuring one. And then recently I reheard the just like OG. And I was like, yeah. I think it's a little more, because I think with Ariana Grande, she has to tone it down a bit. I think it's more raw when it's just her. And I think it's like a party song, but it does encapsulate the like, I'm scared to see the bitch I hate at the club.
Yeah.
It encapsulates that. And we need to be honest with ourselves before going out.
I get that. What's the best heartbreak album?
Wishbone.
Yeah. Which artist's discography would make the best parental figure?
Go again. I need to think about that.
Which artist's discography would make the best parental figure?
That's a crazy question. I like that.
Thank you. Thought of it myself.
I grew it myself.
Thanks.
This is stupid, but the Lumineers.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
I see where
it's
that's
comforting.
going.
It's always there, and it's stayed the same.
Yeah.
It's optimistic.
It stood the test of time. I see that. What's your favorite needle drop? Like favorite song in a movie?
Oh my god. Oh. Visions of Gideon at the end of Call Me by Your Name. But I have one that doesn't exist but should.
Okay.
I've never seen the movie, but Infinity War or something. The one where he gets all of the stones and everybody's about to die. But then Tony Stark gets it. They should have played Iron Man by Black Sabbath in that moment. I saw an edit of it on TikTok where it was just the whole thing, but Iron Man by Black Sabbath was playing, and I was like, this is everything to me. But I just like Black Sabbath.
You know what? I'll take that.
Right? I think that would have been awesome, and it's really...
I'll take it.
That's my least favorite, I guess, needle drop. Whatever it was,
whatever happened
that.
instead of that. Okay, what music do you want at your funeral?
Oh, This Woman's Work by Kate Bush.
Oh.
Yeah. Or Old Man by Neil Young.
Yeah.
Any Neil Young. Depends how I die, I guess.
Okay. I'm going to give you a couple like examples and give me a song. You die at the hands of someone you love.
This Woman's Work.
Yeah, okay. You die in your sleep of old age.
Graceland 2.
You're hung during the witch's trial.
Oh. That's a really good one. Labor by Paloma something.
Yeah.
Or The Hand.
Oh, that would... Both of those great answers. Those are my two favorites so far.
Thank you.
And finally, you are killed in... political fire.
A political fire.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Like, okay.
That's all. Don't
Like
make me
the
expand
war?
because political fire. That's all I'm giving
Okay,
you.
if it's the war, then Army
Stop breaking
Dreamers
Okay.
by Kate Bush, big Kate Bush. If it's not the war and it's just like protesting, I guess. Fable.
Yeah.
Love was the law and religion was taught.
Yeah. And with
bad.
that, Mylia, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Those are all the questions I have for you. Again, you've exemplified all of the reasons why I wanted you on. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Barbie.
I love you. You're a genius.
I love
Everyone
you.
go stream a quick one before my roommate comes home.
Bye.
Plug that.
Should we kiss?
Yeah, okay. Clickbait, we'll kiss before.
Clickbait, we kiss.
Okay, goodnight kiss. I'm going to make all my guests
the
goodnight
podcast
kisses.
gone sexual. How long are we doing?
Your
Wait,
teeth
and
open on me.
Wait. Clickbait.
Good night, Wisconsin. Good night, Edmonton.
Good night,
We love you.
Wisconsin.